The race to CLAT 2023 is on. With last few days left for CLAT, here's your chance to make every day count. BYJU'S Exam Prep, CLAT and Law brings to you back-to-back interactive lectures for your last-minute preparation. Last lap to CLAT 2023. Marathon sessions based on actual paper pattern. 7 days Maha revision sessions for CLAT and IELTS. Paper solving tips. Every day at 11 a.m., 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. only on our YouTube channel. Do not forget to join us for detailed exam analysis and paper solution for IELTS 2023 on 11th December and for CLAT 2023 on 18th December. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello everyone and very welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So as we all know, daily at 11 a.m. We come up with the Hindu analysis from Sunday to Thursday. So today is Wednesday and today is 23rd November. And we are here with the Hindu analysis. So if I am audible and visible, just write in the comments, yes sir, you're audible, so that we can start our session. Agar meri awaaz aa rahi hai, aap ek baar likh do, yes sir, you're audible. Okay, so these are the three important articles which was in the first page of the Hindu newspaper. And they are actually, the first is Supreme Court calls out center over short tenures of Chief Election Commissioner of India. This is a very important article. ये काफी ज़्यादा important है, इससे सवाल आने की संभावना है, of course. The next one is 6 killed in firing on Assam-Meghalaya border. This is also an important news which was there in the news. And here it is an article, India-Australia trade pact set to open up opportunities, says Mr. Piyush Goyal. So ये तीनों आर्टिकल काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है जो हम लोग आज डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं. So let's start with this one. Supreme Court calls out center over short tenures of chief election commissioners. So I hope you all are aware that Election Commission of India actually comprises of 1 chief election commissioner and 2 election commissioners, right? तो इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया जो है 3 मेंबर बॉडी है, जिसमें एक चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होते हैं जो कि हेड कह सकते हो, चेयरमैन कह सकते हो, और 2 इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होते हैं, राइट? सो 2 मेंबर्स एंड 1 चीफ इज देयर और 1 चेयरमैन इज देयर. Okay, so that is how the election commission is. Now Supreme Court calls out center over short tenures of CEC, center merely paying lip service to independence of poll panel, evident in the way chief election commissioners have been appointed since 2004. This is what Justice Joseph, a judge of Supreme Court, said. See, actually a 5-judge bench is hearing a petition regarding it. देखो क्या है actually, the main petition is basically to ensure independence of election commission. इसके लिए एक petition डाला गया है कि election commission यानी केंद्रीय चुनाव आयोग ये पूरी तरह निष्पक्ष इंडिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट से, राइट? सो बेसिकली देयर इज अ चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड देयर आर 2 इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स. सो द petitioner, generally what happens is these are actually appointed by government, appointed by president on the recommendation of government actually, है ना? So council of ministers you can say. तो petition ये है कि there's a petition like similar to like we are having CBI director appointed. So a CBI director is appointed how? It is appointed by a panel comprising of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition and Chief Justice of India, right? So it can be considered as to some extent independent, है ना? लेकिन Election Commission को directly government appoint करती है on the advice of president. President appoint करते हैं on the advice of government, means Prime Minister. Now, so this is the petition to ensure independence of Election Commission. The petition has been filed. तो petition जो डाला गया है वो इसीलिए डाला गया है कि Chief Election Commissioner और Election Commissioner का appointment गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा नहीं बल्कि एक इंडिपेंडेंट पैनल करे, जिस तरह सीबीआई के डायरेक्टर होता है, इस तरह समथिंग. ओके, सो दे वांट दैट देयर शुड बी अ इंडिपेंडेंट पैनल और अ कॉलेजियम, समथिंग लाइक दैट. दैट इज व्हाट द पिटीशन हैव बीन फाइल्ड फॉर, दैट टू एंश्योर दैट चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड इलेक्शन कमिश्नर शुड बी अपॉइंटेड बाय नॉट बाय द गवर्नमेंट बट बाय अ पैनल लाइक दिस. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट द पिटीशन इज. Now, this is a 5-judge bench is hearing the order, and it is led by Justice Joseph, K.M. Joseph. So he has actually said something which is actually been in the news. So before explaining this, what he has said, I have a question for you. First explain this answer. First answer me, then I will be explaining this topic. The question is in front of you. Read it carefully and then answer it. सवाल आपके सामने है, उसको पढ़ो और आंसर करो। व्हाट इज द टेन्योर ऑफ चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, और इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स भी कह सकते हो, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स इन टोटल, है ना। टोटल टेन्योर कितना होता है इलेक्शन कमिश्नर और चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर का? दीज आर योर ऑप्शंस, इफ यू हैव रेड केयरफुली यू कैन आंसर इट, ठीक है। यस, गुड, वेरी गुड। रिया वर्मा, यूशिया, स्मिता, हरिओम, आशीष शर्मा, आर्या, प्रीति, अमन कुमार, कसक, यू ऑल आर राइट। यस, इट्स 6 years or 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. ये कहां मेंशन है? इट इज नॉट मेंशन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, बट इट इज मेंशन इन अ लॉ, एंड दैट आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग इट. But before that, there is one more thing. Powers of election commissioner, powers of election commission of India is mentioned in constitution. This is mentioned in constitution, ठीक है. ये वाला this is mentioned in a parliamentary act that I will be explaining. एक parliament के कानून में mentioned है. And this is mentioned, the powers of election commission of India has been defined in constitution in which article? 323, 324, 226, 191. What is the right answer? Yes, Asmita, Sanjay, Riya Verma, Ashish Sharma, Sharmistha, Krishna, Riya Verma, Devadita, you all are right. Yes, it's article 324 talks about powers of election commission of India. तो 324 अनुच्छेद जो संविधान का है वो इलेक्शन कमीशन की शक्ति या पावर के बारे में बात करता है. So that is what is being discussed here. So first he is saying that the tenure of the election commissioners have slid down from over 8 years in 1950s to just about few hundred days in after 2004. तो बोले जब आजादी के टाइम पर 8-8 साल के लोग इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बनते थे, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर या चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर टोटल मिला के, ठीक है. बट नाउ अब तो खैर इसको चेंज करके 6 साल कर दिया गया एट मैक्स. बट वो ये कह रहे हैं कि 6 साल भी नहीं हो पाता है, हार्डली 120 दिन, 150 दिन मे बी. So the chief election commissioner would be the chief election commissioner would hardly for 1 year or 6 months or something like this. So he's saying कि इस तरह अपॉइंट किया जाता है कि ज्यादा दिन तक चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर नहीं रहे, ये जज साहब ने कहा. Okay, so the judge said that, let's say for example, once so it's a chief election commission, then there are 2 election commissioners, right? So once the chief election commissioner retires, one of them from here becomes the chief election commissioner, ठीक है, the senior one among the 2. So when a new election commissioner is appointed, it is appointed in such a way that he is very old. So let's say he's 61 or 62 or 63. So that the total tenure in the entire election commission would not be even 6 years, maybe 2 or 3 years only. Maybe 1 year as election commissioner and 1 year as chief election commissioner. ठीक है, मतलब अब क्या होता है कि इलेक्शन कमिश्नर जो अपॉइंट किया जाता है वो एकदम जब रिटायर कर जाते हैं ब्यूरोक्रेट, तब 60, 61, 62 में अपॉइंट किया था इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, 1 साल इलेक्शन कमिश्नर है, 1 साल 2 साल, फिर चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बन गए, फिर 1-2 साल बाद रिटायर कर गए. सो द आइडिया ऑफ द 6 years गेट डिफीटेड. ओके, तो वो हाँ, तो वो जो 6 साल का बात है कि 6 साल तक होना चाहिए, वो हो ही नहीं पाता. नेवर गेट एनीवेयर क्लोज टू 6 years. द गवर्नमेंट नो दैट दिस पर्सन वुड नेवर गेट टू नो. मतलब क्या होता है कि इतना कम टाइम के लिए अपॉइंट किया जाता है. सो इफ अ चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर इज अपॉइंटेड इज हैविंग अ टेन्योर ऑफ हार्डली 6 months, ही कैन नॉट डू मच वंडर्स, है ना. उस 6 महीने में क्या करेंगे बेचारे, है ना. The tenure is highly truncated. Truncated मतलब cut short. Truncated means cut short. छोटा कर दिया गया. Justice Joseph said that previous UPA government had 6 CECs in 8 years. So in 8 years we were having 6 election commissioners, chief election commissioners. And in the present government also, in 7 years we are having 8 chief election commissioners. यानी 1 साल का भी on an average tenure नहीं है. So that is a serious thing. He is highlighting that why we are having so much short term of chief election commissioners and all. So basically he is criticizing the government that why is government appointing such a person who would easily reach the age of 65. So the person is generally appointed at the age of 61, 62, 63 and all. ठीक है, जब 60, 61, 62 के होते हैं तभी अपॉइंट किया जाता है. So he means to say that a person of the age of 55, 56, 57 should be appointed. आप समझ रहे हो ना, ये समझ रहे हो कि नहीं, ये क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं कि आईएएस रिटायर होने से पहले ही 54, 55, 56 ही साल की उम्र में उनको अपॉइंट किया जाना चाहिए. सो हियर इट इज रिटन, इलेक्शन कमीशन कंडीशन ऑफ सर्विसेज ऑफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड ट्रांजैक्शन ऑफ बिजनेस एक्ट 1991 डिफाइंस द टेन्योर. सो द टेन्योर इज नॉट मेंशन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बट इन दिस पार्लियामेंट्री एक्ट. ठीक है, सो टेन्योर जो है वो पार्लियामेंट के कानून में मेंशन है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में नहीं मेंशन है. ओके, so there's a homework. Go and find out who is currently the Chief Election Commissioner of India. This is a homework, question mark I am putting. And there are 2 election commissioners. Who are these 2? One of them have been appointed recently, 2-3 days back, Arun Goyal, है ना. एक तो मैंने बता दिया, सो रिसेंटली 1 इलेक्शन कमिश्नर हैज बीन अपॉइंटेड, ठीक है। यही फिर यहां से चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बनते हैं, इन दोनों में से जो सीनियर होते हैं, ठीक है। सो यहां पर कौन है और अनदर इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, इनका नाम फाइंड आउट करो, इट्स अ होमवर्क फॉर यू, ठीक है। अरुण गोयल इज नॉट चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, ही हैज बीन अपॉइंटेड एज इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, ठीक है। इज इट क्लियर गाइस? आप समझ हो ना, एक चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होते हैं, 2 इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होते हैं, ठीक है। तो एक को अभी रिसेंटली अपॉइंट किया गया, ये और ये बताना है आपको, गो एंड फाइंड आउट। Okay guys, there's an important announcement, very important. This session is very important. We have scheduled it on Sunday 11 a.m. in the morning, ठीक है। So this session I will be telling you all the important 100 topics which would be important for your CLAT 2023 examination. मैं सारा जो 100 important topics है उसको मैं बताऊंगा कि ये important topics है, so that if you have missed any one of them you should go and read about it. तो मैं इसमें सारे टॉपिक्स लिस्ट कर दूंगा इस क्लास में, कब होगी? 11 a.m. 27th November, that is on Sunday, okay. So I'll be listing all the important topics because students ask कि सर आप टॉपिक बताइए कि कौन कौन सा टॉपिक से सवाल आएगा, कोई मिस तो नहीं कर जाएगा. So that is why we have planned this session. Okay. Yes. And one more thing is that on 27th, on the same day at 7 p.m, we'll be having Abhimanyu sir. There'll be a free workshop, 5 steps to ace CLAT 2024. इसके लिए एक free workshop होगा. So you can join this session also. Please subscribe to our channel. सबको everyone please subscribe. फटाफट. Yes. Okay, now on the first page, there was one more news which actually was talking about 6 killed in firing on Meghalaya-Assam border. Okay, we'll be discussing about it. Guys, we are seeing 20 likes, 64 is watching. Everyone, please press the like button. Sir, please clear kar dijiye. Our Chief Election Commissioner is Mr. Rajiv Kumar, right? There are 2 election commissioners, hai na? One is Anup Chandra Pandey, hai na? And another one has been appointed recently, Mr. Arun Goel. ठीक है. जब ये रिटायर करेंगे, when he retires, so one of them from here becomes the chief election commissioner, whosoever is senior. ठीक है, इस तरह होता है. ठीक है. Is it clear, guys? Yes. हाँ. Okay. Now let's talk about this. 6 killed in firing. Meghalaya, Assam differ on details of clash. See, what happened was actually firing has happened in this region. So this is northeast of India. This is Meghalaya. ये वाला मेघालय हुआ. And this is Assam. So somewhere here, कहीं पर Assam Meghalaya border is here. This is Assam Meghalaya border, right? In this border actually clashes happened where 6 people died. So clash हो गया जिससे 6 लोगों की मौत हो गई. Now, yes, this is the border है ना of Assam Meghalaya. Now, so actually both the governments are actually differing. For example, according to the Assam government, they have said that there will be a probe by a retired High Court judge of Guwahati High Court who has been ordered firing between Assam forest official and unknown miscreants. So according to Assam police, unknown miscreants have opened fire actually. ठीक है, firing Assam forest official और unknown miscreants के बीच firing हुई जिसमें ये हादसा हुआ. Now, this is the word used by Assam government, but the Meghalaya chief minister has said 6 people have died, 5 of them resident of Meghalaya due to firing by Assam police and Assam forest guards. तो जो मेघालय के सीएम है उन्होंने ये कहा है कि असम पुलिस फोर्स के द्वारा और असम फॉरेस्ट गार्ड्स के द्वारा गोली चलाई गई जिसमें 5 लोगों की मौत हो गई और जिसमें 6 लोगों की मौत हो गई और 5 मेघालय में रहने वालों हैं. ठीक है, एंड दैट इज इन वेस्ट जयंतिया डिस्ट्रिक्ट. Now, which one version is correct? I don't know. I have given you both the versions. दोनों का version मैंने रख दिया है. That is what the article says कि Assam differ on detail of clash. ठीक है, Meghalaya and Assam differ on detail of clash. So Meghalaya government is saying something else, Assam government is saying something else. तो दोनों में difference है उनकी statement में. Okay. Let's talk about another one. Another is India and Australia trade pact set to open up opportunities, says Mr. Piyush Goyal. Now, first question is here. See, this is the question for you. Now, if you see the previous year question of CLAT 2021, in fact, in 2022, they are asking ministries and ministers is the favorite. Ministries and ministers is favorite of CLAT. So they have asked it. So they ask who is the health minister of India. Now, I have reversed the question. I am asking Mr. Piyush Goyal is the minister of what? So these are the options. ठीक है. Is the action taken under AFSPA? नहीं, I don't think so, Bhavesh. ऐसा कुछ तो mention नहीं था, है ना? Go and read. हाँ, find out. So what is the right answer to this question? कुछ लोग C बता रहे हैं, कुछ लोग D बता रहे हैं. Yes. सो द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन, देखो इतना तो आपको पक्का पता है कि सी होना चाहिए, तो यानी बी और ए ऑप्शन आपने एलिमिनेट कर दिया कि आइदर इट शुड बी सी और इट शुड बी डी, राइट। तो जब आप दो ऑप्शन पे पढ़े हो तो एक जरूर मार करके आना। एक चीज और मैं आपको हिंट दे रहा हूं, इफ ऑल ऑफ द अबव ऑप्शन आर मेंशन्ड, या इस तरह मेंशन्ड ए एंड बी इज करेक्ट, बोथ ए एंड बी इज करेक्ट, तो चांसेस ये ज्यादा होता है करेक्ट होने का। आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि ऑलवेज इट वर्क्स, बट इफ यू गो टू द साइकोलॉजी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन मेकर, तो यू विल रियलाइज कि हाँ ऑल ऑफ द अबव अगर डाला है तो बहुत ज्यादा चांस है कि ऑल ऑफ द अबव ही सही होगा। So in marking guess it works sometimes, ठीक है। So D is the right answer to this question. Yes, he is having a lot of ministries. तो सारे मिनिस्ट्री, तीनों मिनिस्टर जो है ना, he is having right now, Mr. Piyush Goyal. So Minister of Textile, Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, and Minister of Commerce and Industry, all is having is under the Mr. Piyush Goyal, ठीक है। Yes. Okay, so the next one is India and Australia has signed an agreement recently. Recently तो नहीं कहोगे, you can say maybe 5-6 months back, है ना। चलो हम उसको रिसेंटली लिख दिया। योर ऑप्शंस आर सीपा, इक्टा, सीसीए, सीईसीए, एफटीए। व्हाट इज दैट? यस, हाँ आप देखोगे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन क्लैट को उठा के, सो जहां पर बोथ ए एंड बी, ऑल ऑफ द अबव, इस तरह का ऑप्शन है ना, तो वो ज्यादा केस में सही हुआ है। आप देखना इन द लास्ट 3 years। यस इट इज इक्टा, वेरी गुड। कुछ लोग ए भी ऑप्शन करें ना, ये तो हम लोग यूएई के साथ किया है अभी रिसेंटली, है ना। इंडस इक्टा नाम ही हम लोग रखा, इंडस इक्टा इस तरह का नाम है ना। इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया इक्टा, राइट। सो बी इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन। ओके, so here you can see speaking at the press conference, Mr. Piyush Goyal welcomed the bipartisan support extended by Australia to ICTA, लिखा ना, that was signed by India and with the previous Prime Minister Scott Morrison, and the recent Prime Minister actually has announced passing of trade agreement by Australian Parliament. तो जो ICTA agreement है that has been passed by Australian Parliament also, ठीक है। So he said कि it will actually be good, actually it will be creating more jobs, नौकरियां बढ़ेंगी, manufacturing in India will scale up, etc. and all, young boys and girls would be getting job. तो नौकरियां बढ़ेंगी उम्मीद करते हैं। yes, job is very much important guys nowadays, I mean specifically, so we need to create more and more jobs, right? So because India has a huge youth population and that is why creating jobs is very important. So अगर ये हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, it will be a very good thing if it becomes successful. yes, okay. Before moving on, those who are attempting CLAT this year, this is the best test series. 45 plus mocks, 20 CLAT, 25 non-CLAT mock test, 9,000 plus practice question, expert guidance by NLU alumni. Download the BYJU'S exam prep app, go to talk to counselor, and they will be telling you more about this. Okay? Yes. Now, this is the last lab to CLAT 2023 series. At 9 p.m. we are running the series. Please subscribe to our channel so that whenever we put a video, you will get the notification. So these are the series which we are running. Take the screenshot, जैसे आज 23rd है, so today we'll be having session at 9 p.m. with Alpa ma'am. Others you can see, take the screenshot of this, and you will get the plan accordingly. Now, let's talk about editorial. अब हम लोग editorial पर चलते हैं. So these are the 4 editorials. Let's discuss about it. The Indian poll in international politics, written by Happyman Jacob. अब देखो, Indian poll की बात करें, अब आप बोलोगे सर ये पोल कहां से आ गया? तो वी हैव हर्ड अबाउट नॉर्थ पोल एंड साउथ पोल, ठीक है। देखो एक वर्ड होता है पोलराइजेशन, है ना, ये आप समझते होगे, पॉलिटिक्स में यूज किया जाता है, वर्ल्ड इंटरनेशनल पॉलिटिक्स में भी यूज किया जाता है। सो पोल्स लाइक वी से अपोजिट पोल्स, सो वी यूज द वर्ड लाइक यूएसए एंड रशिया आर एट अपोजिट पोल्स, है ना। सो देयर आर पीपल हु सपोर्ट्स यूएसए, ठीक है, एंड देयर आर पीपल हु सपोर्ट रशिया, ठीक है। बट ही इज सेइंग कि we should not say, जैसे पहले जो था ना, जब 1945 से 1991, फिर used to call it as bipolar world, means there were 2 world powers, USA and USSR. And now foreign policy expert says कि after 1991, post 1991, there is unipolar world. बहुत सारे foreign policy expert कहते हैं कि USA world power है, but some foreign policy expert says कि no, it is not unipolar, it is multipolar. So there is not only USA but different countries, since many nations have developed nuclear power, many nations are strong enough, we cannot call it as unipolar world. इसीलिए 1991 के बाद हम लोग ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि यूनिपोलर वर्ल्ड है, बल्कि उसके बाद कई सारे मुल्क के पास न्यूक्लियर वेपन है और भी बहुत सारे पावर्स है, इसीलिए हम लोग उसको मल्टीपोलर वर्ल्ड कहेंगे। So that is what he is saying कि एक यूएस का पोल हुआ, एक रशियाज पोल हुआ, देयर आर डिफरेंट अदर पोल. सो इंडिया का अपना पोल है, मींस वी आर नॉट सपोज टू कंप्लीटली सपोर्ट यूएसए's पॉलिसी और रशियाज पॉलिसी और एनी अदर पॉलिसी. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं, इंडिया का अपना स्टैंड है. इंडियाज पोल का ही मतलब हुआ कि वी आर हैविंग आवर ओन स्टैंड. If it is beneficial, we will support USA. If it is beneficial, we will support Russia. It depends on any other country as it is required. तो हम लोग को किसी और की इससे जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, so it says the ongoing war, whose side is India on? यानी किसके पक्ष में इंडिया खड़ा है, मतलब यूक्रेन की तरफ है कि रशिया की तरफ है. In the war, this question is being asked again and again. Okay, कि yes, India, you should clarify whether you are supporting Ukraine or whether you are supporting Russia. So whose side is on? After all, is India with Russia or with US, the west side? मतलब चूंकि US is supporting Ukraine, तो ये west side आप कह सकते हो, है ना? And the European countries are supporting Ukraine. So that is what the problem with these other unidimensional question is that they habitually assume that there are just a few select sides in the world, and India is not with any geopolitical agency of major consequence and all. तो वो यही बताना चाह रहे हैं कि कोई जरूरी थोड़ी है कि सिर्फ दो ही साइड है दुनिया में, एक वेस्ट वाला और एक रशिया वाला. Yes. We cannot say we have only two sides. There's only one side of West, means European nations, USA, Ukraine and all, and is Russia. So we can have our own stand. Okay, yes. And that is what he is defining it as a India as a pole. तो वो India as a pole को यही define कर रहे हैं. Yes, we are having our own independent foreign policy. We can support Russia in some aspect, in USA some aspect. We can oppose both in some aspect. It depends. So India has assumed the chair of both G20 and SCO in the next year. And yes, India will have the opportunity to reflect itself as an independent pole, है ना? तो इंडिया खुद को दिखाए कि मेरा अपना स्टैंड है फॉरेन पॉलिसी का. ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाट द आइडिया इज. इंडिया इज अ साइड, मतलब क्या है कि इंडिया का अपना एक साइड भी है, सिर्फ एक वेस्ट और रशियाई साइड नहीं, हमारा अपना भी साइड है. यस, सो ही इज सेइंग दैट इज व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट अ मल्टीपोलर वर्ल्ड. सो मेनी फॉरेन पॉलिसी एक्सपर्ट्स सेज दैट वी आर नॉट इन यूनिपोलर वर्ल्ड. हम लोग यूनिपोलर वर्ल्ड में नहीं बल्कि मल्टीपोलर वर्ल्ड में है. And one of the pole can be of India also, right? Yes. So if we are talking about his going in history, post-independence history, talking about Jawaharlal Nehru's idea of non-aligned movement, ये काफी famous था, आपको याद होगा? So there were two blocks during second Cold War. One is USSR block and USA's block. And India decided what? कि ना भैया ना हम तुमको ज्वाइन करेंगे ना तुमको. So we'll not be joining any of the two military blocks. Will be having our own NAM policy, non-aligned movements. So neither will be aligning towards USA nor USSR, right? ना ही हम इधर support करेंगे ना ही उधर, right? So now there's a question for you. The question is, non-aligned movement was formed in Belgrade 1955, Paris 1961, Belgrade 1961, New Delhi 1961. What is the right answer? Everyone please press the like button. We are seeing only 36 likes, 68 is watching. सबको like button press कर दो and subscribe to our channel. Everyone, फटाफट. Yes, class 10 की हिस्ट्री में, correct, हाँ. So non-aligned movement actually was a result of 5 leaders. One of them was Jawaharlal Nehru also, from India, and there were other leaders also. Unipolar means there is only one world power, like USA. Multipolar means there are multiple powers. ठीक है, multiple super powers या multiple powers. You cannot say that all the power is concentrated with USA. That's called multipolar. ठीक है. So it's Belgrade 1961. C is the right answer to this question. ठीक है, याद रखिएगा बेलग्रेड 1961. अब आप होमवर्क है, फाइंड आउट करो कि ये सिटी कौन से शहर में. राइट नाउ इट इज इन विच कंट्री. ओके ओके, गो एंड फाइंड आउट. ठीक है, सो दैट्स अ होमवर्क. सो दैट इज व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि हम लोगों ने पहले भी नॉन अलाइनमेंट रखा. वी हैव आवर ओन इंडिपेंडेंट पॉलिसी एंड वी कैन डिफर फ्रॉम बोथ द साइड्स, है ना. इंडिया व्यू ऑफ इटसेल्फ एज अ पोल इज एविडेंट द मैनर फॉर व्हिच इट यूज्ड टू परस्यू नॉन अलाइनमेंट. तो आप देख सकते हो कि जो कोल्ड वॉर के एरा के टाइम पर भी हम लोग का अपना एक इंडिपेंडेंट फॉरेन पॉलिसी था, और वो ना ही हम लोग यूएस ब्लॉक पे डिपेंडेंट थे या यूएसएसआर ब्लॉक पे. India has a different view of pole. India has not actively sought to dominate Southeast Asian region subsystem, even if it could, though it occasionally reluctantly intervened, etc. and all. तो ये बता रहे कि साउथ एशिया में इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द पावरफुल कंट्रीज इन साउथ एशिया, बट स्टिल इंडिया हैज नॉट एक्चुअली ट्राइड टू डोमिनेट इट. मतलब ऐसा नहीं किया कि हेजेमनी एस्टैब्लिश करने की कोशिश किया कि हम ही ज्यादा सुपर पावर है साउथ एशिया में, ऐसा नहीं हुआ है ना. इट्स बैलेंसिंग बिहेवियर हैज बीन सब पावर. It has subpar. It has refused to build alliance in the classical sense of term or sought camp followers or elegance. मतलब ये कि we have not joined any military alliance. This is India's foreign policy. आप हमेशा याद रखना. Since independence till now, we have not joined any military alliance, nor neither we have joined NATO, nor we have joined USSR led Warsaw Pact. इस दोनों में से कोई नहीं ज्वाइन किया, कोई भी मिलिट्री अलायंस इंडिया नहीं ज्वाइन किया है, ठीक है, कोई कैंप को नहीं फॉलो किया, मिलिट्री अलायंस एंड ऑल, ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट द आइडिया इज. इवन इन 1971 वी डिड अ ट्रीटी बट इट वाज रिक्वायर्ड, इट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ इमरजेंसी. ये बात सही है कि यूएसएसआर से इंडिया ने ट्रीटी किया था 1971 में, बट बिकॉज इट वाज बांग्लादेश वॉर वाज हैपनिंग एंड इट वाज एन इमरजेंसी, दैट्स व्हाई वी डिड, है ना. Yes, and last he's saying कि yes, India is becoming the chair of G20 in SCO. It will further seek to reassert itself as a major pole in the international system. So India will be having its own independent pole. ठीक है, तो एक यूएस का अपना पोल है, रशिया का अपना पोल है, so they are different, but yes, India in itself is a pole, right? मतलब इंडिया का अपना एक independent stand है, right? It can disagree from both the blocks. Yes. हाँ, बिल गेट्स अभी हमें, yes, very good. हाँ. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the next one, and that is about data protection bill. ये कई दिनों से न्यूज में आ रहा था, it is news again and again. And yesterday we had discussed about Puttaswamy case and B.N. Sri Krishna committee. That is what is being talked about. The government has come up with a draft which has been taken back by the government. है ना, पहले भी एक 2019 में लेके आए थे. The government has withdrawn and it has come up with a new data protection bill. एक नया बिल लेकर के आई, ठीक है. Okay, so there are only 30 clause for simplicity but resulting in aspects of privacy protection remaining under clarified. So author ये कह रहे हैं कि अभी भी privacy पर पूरी तरह clarification नहीं है. No clarification on privacy. That is what he says, the author says. Now a notice to be provided for the consent of the data principal and the withdrawal of consent should allow for fiduciaries to remove any such stored data or is it to be shared with others. The new draft, like 2008 version, does not refer to key data protection principles such as collection limitation and all. मतलब ये समझो, इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है, but just have an idea that it is saying, the author is saying कि still the privacy of the data is not very much protected. That according to the author. तो अभी author ये कह रहे हैं कि अभी भी उतना protected privacy नहीं है. The new draft proposed the establishment of a data protection board of India whose strength and composition and process of selection etc. will be prescribed by the union government. तो ये बता रहे हैं कि एक ड्राफ्ट डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बोर्ड बनाया जाएगा. ओके, डेटा प्रोटेक्शन बोर्ड विल बी सेट अप. सो द मेंबर्स एंड चेयरमैन ऑफ कोर्स, लाइक मेंबर्स वुड बी डिफाइंड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. Now it means it will not be independent of government. तो इसका मतलब है कि गवर्नमेंट से इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं होगा. But Sri Krishna committee had talked about judicial oversight. He had talked about judicial oversight. It means whenever it is question of privacy being violated is the case, it needs to be a judge, some judge, or let's say judiciary, a high court or a supreme court, or a retired judge of a high court or supreme court should be there. Okay, or the judiciary should be setting up this committee instead of the government. तो ये बताना चाह रहे हैं, the author is saying that the Justice Sri Krishna's committee's recommendation has not been followed as such, कि it should be a judicial oversight. है ना, ये लिखा ना, as with the earlier version, this diverges from Sri Krishna's है ना, from Sri Krishna's draft which allowed for judicial oversight in the selection process. So if in Data Protection Board of India, it is the government which will be selecting the members. But Sri Krishna committee talked about judicial oversight. It means the judges should be appointing, or retired judges or judges should be appointing the members of Data Protection Board. It is like this. Judicial oversight का मतलब हुआ कि judiciary वाला section executive नहीं, judiciary इसमें काम करेगी. That is what it means, judicial oversight. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Yes or no? The 2018 bill allowed for exemption to be granted to state institution from acquiring informed consent from data principal and all. Is it clear? इतना समझ गया ना, उसमें और डिटेल नहीं जाना. Public scrutiny and parliament should work towards tightening the provision and all. So basically he's saying कि still the privacy, still the state can, there is a, you can say privacy of data is still not protected strongly, है ना. We need to have more comprehensive law. और इस पर in fact op-ed page article भी लिखा है. There's an op-ed page article, we'll be discussing about that also. Now, these are the two laws. Think of local climate action. Think Minangadi. So this has been written actually by Rekha Yadav. She is an officer. Okay. First of all, there's a question. Actually, this has been mentioned in this article. Panchamrit was announced by PM Modi in COP26, COP27, G20 Summit, SCO Summit. What is the right answer? Everyone please press the like button. We are seeing 44 likes, 71 is watching. सबको like button press कर दो. Sorry. Yes, Panchamrit was announced by PM Modi last year in COP26, Glasgow, Scotland. There's a homework. Please go and read about Panchamrit. इसको पढ़िएगा पांचों. What are those 5 principles which was announced by PM Modi? So that is what the author is saying. Rekha Yadav, she was Joint Secretary in Ministry of Panchayati Raj and now the DRM in Northeastern Railway. If India has to achieve the set of goals enunciated in the Panchamrit resolution of COP26 climate change in Glasgow 21, it is necessary that Panchayati Raj third tier government are the closest. तो ये बता रही हैं कि if we need to actually achieve all the 5 goals of Panchamrit, then Panchayati Raj institution is the key. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीज उन्होंने she has given all the examples and all कि जब तक पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशन इसको नहीं लेगा, इसको ठानेगा नहीं, तब तक नहीं हो पाएगा. So we have to start from the bottom, what we call it as bottom up approach या democratic decentralization. This word is used, है ना. पंचायती राज is an example of democratic decentralization, right? That is what you should be knowing it. Over the past few decades, there has been manifold increase in the number of climate-related national disasters. Much of India's population still lives in rural areas. The greater variability in rainfall, etc., is there. तो ये सब उन्होंने बात किया है. इस पे बहुत डिटेल नहीं जाना है. It's a simple article. ठीक है. The climate change discussion also focuses on emerging and widely accepted concept of carbon neutrality, which puts the notion of zero carbon development. So we have told कि Panchamrit में there are 5 targets. One of them is that India would become by 2070 carbon neutral. Okay. Yes. So 5 एस्पेक्ट है उसमें. एक में ये कहा गया है कि इंडिया कार्बन न्यूट्रल बन जाएगा 2070 तक, मतलब नेट जीरो इमिशन. इंडिया वुड बी प्रोड्यूसिंग नेट जीरो इमिशन, है ना. There are 4 other targets. Go and find out what are those. Now, so basically she is referring to Meenangadi Gram Panchayat. So that is what in fact is mentioned in the headline also. ठीक है कि मीनांगदी ग्राम पंचायत है. So it is said कि Kerala's actually पंचायती राज is one of the most successful. ऐसा कहा जाता है केरला का जो पंचायती राज सिस्टम है one of the most successful में से माना जाता है. So in a Wayanad district in Meenangadi Gram, actually there's a prominent example which serves as a model to emulate. In 2016, the Panchayati Raj envisaged a project called Carbon Neutral Meenangadi. They aim to transform Meenangadi into a carbon neutral village. So इस village को, ये इस ग्राम पंचायत को, it was made carbon neutral. So that is what she is referring to an example. तो इतना नाम नहीं याद रखना है ग्राम पंचायत को, but have some basic idea about it. So basically she is actually focusing on this कि पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशन, you understand पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशन समझते हो, जैसे you must have heard about सरपंच, मुखिया, ग्राम सभा. Yes, these all are part of it, है ना. ग्राम सभा, मुखिया, सरपंच, तो जानते हो, you must be aware of that, है ना. Yes, local self government भी कहते हैं. Yes, भावेश. So that needs to be strengthened to ensure कि Panchamrit would become successful. ठीक है. Yes. Okay. Before that, guys, there's a small announcement. Everyone, please press the like button. Subscribe to our channel also. We are seeing 47 likes, 73 is watching. सबको like button press कर दो. On Sunday, this Sunday, at 11 a.m. on 27th November, we'll be having 100 most important topics class. इसमें हम आपको सारा 100 important topics बता देंगे. I'll be telling you those important 100 topics that would chances of being asked in exam is high. So please note down those topics and ensure that you should have studied it. ठीक है, वो सारा 100 topics current affairs का मैं इस क्लास में आपको बता दूंगा. Now A-Late revision series, crash course 2023, and here you can see on Sunday at 7 p.m. We'll be having actually A-Late revision crash course also. Okay, yes. Now strategy to save. National suicide prevention strategy must percolate to every district. नहीं अभी बचा हुआ है. Riya Verma is still the class is left. Okay, do not bother. So the government, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has come up with a national suicide prevention strategy. Okay, इसका क्या मतलब होता है आपको समझना होगा. Why this is a serious issue? So if you read the articles, you will realize that things are not very good. If you see WHO, I think 2 years back, WHO came up with this report in 2019, 2-3 years back, that 1 person dies every 40 seconds. ओके हर 40 सेकंड में एक बंदा जो है सुसाइड करता है, बंदा या बंदी, ठीक है। एंड इफ यू सी इवन इन इंडिया ऑल्सो द कंडीशन इज नॉट वेरी गुड। दिस इज अ सीरियस इशू, व्हाई अ पर्सन इज किलिंग हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ। कोई आदमी अपने आप को क्यों मार रहा है, तो ये सीरियस बात है ना। इट मींस ही और शी इज हैविंग अ सीरियस मेंटल प्रॉब्लम that needs to be solved. So we need, it's a disease and that disease needs treatment, ठीक है। So the problem is still people, a big section of people in India do not believe that it is a disease. तो लोग समझते हैं कि बीमारी थोड़ी, if somebody is having a depression it's not a disease, ऐसे ही कर रहा है, फालतू बोल रहा होगा। No, it's a disease which needs a treatment. So for that the treatment at right time is important, है ना, आप समझ रहे हो। वक्त पर, सही वक्त पर इलाज जरूरी है, नहीं तो अगर वो क्रॉस कर जाएगा तो वो he or she may commit suicide. Okay, so that is why so it says that in the country and initiate steps to achieve a reduction in suicide mortality by 10% by 2030. तो 10% तक कम से कम ये टारगेट हो कि 2030 तक 10% रेट से सुसाइड रेट कम हो जाए। So that is what the target is, that we have to reduce suicide rate by 10% by 2030, and it is a serious issue. Yes. Suicide is the leading cause of the deaths in 15 to 29 years of age. जो 15 से 29 साल के लोग मरते हैं उसमें second biggest reason is suicide. Can you imagine? This is a very serious thing. Okay, yes. So there's a question, which state has highest number of suicides in India according to latest report? Yes. Anyone? Yes, the right answer is Maharashtra. D is the right answer. Many people have answered it already. Yes, Sakshi, Ashish, Amma, Samajtha, Alisa, you all are right. Most suicides reported from Maharashtra. This is an August news according to the NCRB data, and it contributed almost 13.5% in the entire India. और इस तरह की भी न्यूज आई थी recently. These are very serious thing. India lost 1.64 lakh suicides in last year. Oh my God. 2021 में specifically there was second wave and all. समझो 1.5 लाख से ज्यादा लोग, 1,64,000 लोग जो है वो सुसाइड किए, हाईएस्ट एवर इन अ कैलेंडर ईयर। Okay, so this is the highest in the recent years, and which is a serious issue. So the government data says this, and that is why the government is coming up with this, because ये एक serious issue है। Globally, suicide is the second leading cause. World level पर 15 से 29 साल में जितने लोग मरते हैं उसमें से second biggest reason is suicide. Okay, so also the second leading cause of deaths for female also between 15 to 19, यानी 15 से 19 के बीच females का भी second leading cause जो है deaths का वो suicide है according to the WHO report. So that is what it says. आप देख सकते हैं the most common reasons are family problems, then illness, बीमारी की वजह से, marital conflict, love affair, bankruptcy यानी business का loss and all, substantial abuse, substance abuse and dependence and all. Further, in approximate 10% cases suicide remains unknown. और 10% cases का तो reason भी नहीं पता कर पाता है, मतलब पता ही नहीं चला कि क्या reason है, ठीक है। So that is what it says, and that is why the government has come up with this, where we need to have a strategy, intends to write in mental health in the curriculum also, है ना। In addition to committing, establishing effective surveillance mechanism within the 3 years, the psychiatric outpatient department in all districts over 5 years should be there and all, है ना। यानी ये psychiatric outpatient department should be there, ठीक है ना। हर जिला में इस तरह के, in every district we should have this type of psychiatric outpatient department. Means if somebody is having depression, mental illness, then he or she can go to that government hospital to get the treatment and all. So treatment is very important. Yes, proper diagnosis at the right time and treatment is very important. So a lot of people even do not understand that she is going through depression, or the parents do not even believe that there is something called as depression. बहुत सारे की पेरेंट्स बिलीव भी नहीं करते कि ऐसा कुछ होता है। हाँ, yes, daily wage workers are also one of the largest in suicide victims, right? Neha Joshi, right? हाँ. Now there's a question, there's an article again, it is strongly criticizing the data protection bill. इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा, please go and read it. So in fact, it is also a sort of strong criticism, where actually they are citing 2011. The then Attorney General opened that that condition under which government can carry out interception of communication should be spelled out in the bill. Similar thing was said by Justice AP Shah Commission also. यानी कि अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट अगर कोई कम्युनिकेशन इंटरसेप्ट करे दो फोन कॉल के बीच, तो उसको क्लियरली कट डिफाइंड होना चाहिए, राइट। सो दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, कि पहले इस तरह की बात हुई थी, पहले के अटॉर्नी जनरल ने कहा था, और जस्टिस एपी शाह कमीशन आल्सो ऑन प्राइवेसी सेड दिस सेम थिंग। Yes, Kasak Pahuja, you are right. An exam does not define your life. If you could not qualify, you have a lot of chance. जैसे मान लो आपने क्लैट नहीं निकल पाया, आप इलेट में चले गए, कहीं और से लॉयर बन गए, स्टिल यू कैन बिकम अ जज. ठीक है, आपके पास बहुत स्कोप होता है. लाइफ विल गिव यू अ लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज. इफ यू फेल इन वन, देयर इज अनदर. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज आते रहते हैं. एग्जाम इज देयर, यू शुड टेक इट सीरियसली. अगर नहीं हो तो उतना टेंशन लेने का नहीं है. ठीक है, सो जस्ट रिलैक्स, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज, है ना. लाइफ गिव्स यू मेनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज, है ना. बहुत सारे आपको अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगे. The thing is that you should keep calm and keep on working hard, right? That is what the idea is. इसको आप पढ़ लेना कि just go and read it. So the author is talking about Indian Telegraph Act, Information Technology Act. So these are the old laws used for data privacy and all, but they are not very strong enough. ठीक है, ये बहुत पुराने laws हैं. Indian Telegraph Act तो 1885 का है. Information Technology Act is 22 years back. So that is what the author is discussing it. Okay. ठीक है, yes. Then again the author is talking about BN Sri Krishna Committee of 2018. देखो दो कमिटी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक AP शाह कमिटी ऑन प्राइवेसी बनाया गया था, एक BN Sri Krishna कमिटी बनाई गई थी. बोथ आर जज. BN Sri Krishna is ex Supreme Court judge and AP Shah is ex Delhi High Court Chief Justice. ठीक है. AP Shah committee was on privacy and BN Sri Krishna committee was specifically on data protection. ठीक है, ये सब पूछ सकते हैं एग्जाम में. ठीक है. So that is what is talking about. However, the data protection legislation since 2019 etc. no progress or surveillance reform etc. is there. मतलब ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि the upcoming the data draft bill does not clearly spell out how the surveillance can be done in which situation. क्या क्या उसका पूरा डिटेल नहीं मेंशन किया गया. That is what the criticism is from the author. ठीक है, इसको पढ़ लेना. Yes, Kasak Pooja, right? Huh, correct. Huh? Yes. 6th date, Meghalaya says we have already discussed it in the first section of the class. So go and watch this. We have already discussed this. Then Foreign Secretary meets Myanmar's military leader. India's Foreign Secretary is an IFS officer, Mr. Vinay Mohan Quatra. He actually met Myanmar's military leader. I hope you are aware that everything is not fine in Myanmar. So military coup happened last year. Last year military coup हो गया था, आपको पता होगा. And that is why India's foreign secretary now is meeting the Myanmar's military officers, because now military is controlling it. No talks on state of democracy. State of democracy से related कोई बात as such हुई नहीं. So let's see. So engaging in a border discussion, border management, human trafficking, infrastructure related things were being talked. ठीक है, human trafficking, infrastructure projects related बातें हुई. Go and read something about military coup. Who is the president? Who is the prime minister? Who is the head? Okay, who has been jailed? Since when military coup is there? What is the capital? What is the currency? ठीक है, ये सब पढ़ी जाके. What is the old name of Myanmar? ये सब पढ़िएगा. It's a homework. Indonesia quake tolls to 268. Oh my God. So it's बहुत सारे लोग मर गए. 268 people have died because of earthquake. ये तो official है ना. 5.6 magnitude of Richter scale इसको कहते हैं ना. They may ask this. Which scale is used to measure the intensity of earthquake? So it is 5.6. It is Richter scale, and this in Indonesia it was 5.6. ठीक है, Richter scale 5.6 पर आया. So here is India, this is Indonesia, and here is Java, जहाँ पर earthquake है. So Java Island, where the earthquake happened. Then yes, this was also in the news. Putin unveils Russia's Arctic power will launch of nuclear icebreaker. So this is actually a nuclear ship. ठीक है. So this was also in the news. इसका नाम है Yakutia, Yakutia. So go and read something about Yakutia also. So this is all about today's class, guys. Everyone, please press the like button, subscribe to this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram is there, and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.